everybody, Terrence Pop here. Live from the Lair. What are we going to talk about here today? Let's see. Well, first of all, my voice is a little rough today because I had to scream at members of my family for being betraying fucking assholes. Just so I want to get this out there, you know. If you guys haven't watched this before, I went through a fucking wicked, brutal fucking divorce about 10 years ago. My ex-wife had a force that cocks ran through her. Went a little cuckoo for Cocoa Penis Puffs. There's a couple of kielbasa's in there, a couple egg rolls, the whole deal. And then, I filed for divorce, and, my divorce was very amicable. I lived in the house until I get back on my feet because I was wounded, and I had come back from Iraq, and I was still trying to get my life put back together because I was having issues. I had beat her attorney to court to file the paperwork by 15 minutes. So both of the divorces were on the judge's desk. Mine was very amicable. Hers was like going for the jugular. Like, wanted me thrown out of the house, wanted my bank account seized, and all kinds of crazy shit. And luckily the judge was like, hey, this one's stamped sooner, so we're gonna go with his, and that was it. And she was very upset about that. So I had left a couple days after the divorce was filed, and shit, after the initial hearing. And I was gone at Fort Indian Town Gap for just around 21 to 24 days. I was running heavy machine gun ranges, medium machine gun ranges, rifle ranges, and stuff for it was a whole brigade of civil affairs units, 3 battalions of civil affairs guys, and they were fucked up, but it is what it is. They're non-combat supposedly, but all of the soldiers I trained when I ran the battalion were always trained to go to combat. I didn't fuck around. That's a side note. So I come back, and my 6-year-old chocolate lab is gone. And I'm like, where the hell is the dog? And she turns and looks at me and she says, I told you I didn't want you living here. And in the back of my mind, evil Pop is like, this is why chicks get punched. And I was there, man. The good Pop made me do an about face and walk out for a few days to calm down. And, I told my attorney, and we got 3 different stories of where the dog was. He went to the Humane Society, he was given to a breeder, and, given to some other organization for like a service dog or something, I don't remember. I called them all. I did everything I could to find and get my dog back, and nobody knew what I was talking about. Listen, I've watched enough cop shows to know that when the story changes, it is what it is. So she basically put my dog to sleep. He was between 6 and 7 years old, completely innocent. Never hurt a fly. He was a great dog. I got fucked over hard. And you would think that after getting fucked over like this, my mother and my sister would honor the one wish that I have, and I don't make a lot of demands, that they don't fucking associate or talk to my ex-fucking wife. Period. So, one thing leads to another. During the past 10 years, my sister gets divorced, right? So I let her ass, well, first I gave her $2,000 to file for divorce because some crazy shit was going on. She's my sister. Then everything goes down. I let her move into my house with 4 of her kids. Okay? It was like a fucking circus tent in there. And my kids had their own room at the time. I had to actually uproot them, move their kids into the bedrooms, and then my kids shared a bedroom with them when I came to visit because I was in New York. My sister didn't pay any fucking rent. My mother was, I told her to work it out with my mother. And, since, she was my mother's favorite, since my mother plays fucking horrific fucking favorites and has been ever since I can remember. Didn't charge her shit. A couple months ago, my sister was dating this guy for a year and a half. They decided they're going to get married. And then, my sister tells me I'm not invited to the wedding because I was quote-unquote mean to her. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. You want to be a bitch? I just won't go to your house anymore. Fuck you. All right, got it. Well, I find out that not only was I not invited to the wedding, but my ex-wife came with the guy that she was banging while I was married to her. So, what am I going to do? I basically told her, you fucking don't ever come to my house again. Don't ask me for fucking shit. If you show up here, you're getting arrested for trespassing. I filed the trespassing order. It's going to be served on her in the next few days. And, this morning when I yelled at my mother, she basically is blaming me for destroying the quote-unquote family. Well, I have a pretty stern rule that I don't allow people around me who are going to betray me. If you betray me once, you will do it again. Shame on you the first time, shame on me the second time. It's not fucking happening. So that's where we are with that particular fucking thing. And gentlemen, comments below, am I overreacting? I've talked to about 50 people, 15 of them were women, and they all said, no, you're well within your fucking scope of reaction to this fucking bullshit. But I just want to know, gentlemen, comments below on that particular thing. Now we're going to move over to a funnier story, because I was in the National Guard, but that wasn't my entire being. I worked in finance as a mortgage broker. I did real estate, and I also did a short stint with Edward Jones in finance as a financial planner. So, I'm working at this one quote-unquote mortgage place. I'm not going to say the name. I don't want to get fucked with, but I pulled this horrible fucking practical joke on one of my bosses. He was really a dick. And, since I did mainly VA loans, FHA, none of my loan sizes were big. I think my average loan size was like $110,000, $120,000. And there was a bunch of guys in the shop who were writing jumbo mortgages for $200,000 to $500,000 because they operated in those circles. I didn't. I was a 30-year fixed kind of guy. I would sit down with the vets. They'll say, hey, this is it. You're getting a 30-year fixed. This is what I'm going to charge you to get it done. Because most of the VA loans I got were people that had bruised credit and they needed to massage the loan and they couldn't get it from USAA because USAA only does VA loans for people with A+ credit. So if you had a B-, B+, fucking credit, I was the guy you called. So I go in there for my annual review, and basically I get like a C+ review. You're doing okay, but you could do better, blah, blah, blah. The guy was a fucking cock. So I'm looking at him going, yeah, doing the north and south. Listen, I'm in the military. I know how shit works. I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. I sign it, and I look over him at the calendar on the wall, and I'm like, hey, man, you're going on vacation soon, aren't you? He's like, oh, yeah. We're going to Disneyland, and we're going to go to the Epcot Center. It's going to be great. I'm taking my wife and 3 kids. And I'm like, oh, it's awesome. And I just kind of do a snapshot of the date. I'm like, all right. So, I prepare. I get a T-shirt made from one of the local nurseries that operates in the Detroit metro area. Pull up a sign. It was basically a re-election sign, and I make a fake sign for the nursery. And I'm waiting down the street the day he rolls out on his quote-unquote vacation. So I know he's driving to the airport. I know what time his flight leaves. So I'm just sitting down there, hunkered down. I see him, and everyone takes their bags and baggage. They get in the vehicle, and they roll out. Now, I know what time the airport, or what time his flight is, so I wait, until that I know that he's wheels up and in the air. Go to his house. Put down the sign in the front yard, and I'm wearing, the T-shirt, such and such nursery, and I'm putting down plastic on his driveway from basically the sidewalk all the way back to his 2-car garage. Stake it down, wave at the neighbors, because, they didn't say anything. It was nothing out of the ordinary. People get shit done all the time, and he just happened to be on vacation. So then I go down to the nursery, and I pay for this all in cash. It's like 2 cubic yards of pea gravel, 2 cubic yards of sand, 2 cubic yards of manure, and 2 cubic yards of topsoil. And then, I order another, just to, be spiteful, another cubic yard of rocks. And there's this piles of dirt that go from the 2-car garage all the way up to the sidewalk. There's like 5 or 6 of these fucking piles of shit. And then I get in my car and leave. And I don't say nothing about it. So, my boss is gone for just almost 10 days. I'm sure I had a great time on vacation. The whole time I was laughing my ass off. So it gets even better. Hang on. So I'm at work. It's the day after he comes back from vacation. I'm in my office doing my thing, making calls and, getting my marketing material together, doing what I do. And I can hear him over there, his door's open and he's like, "Your sign is in the front yard. Now come get your shit." And he is like going off crazy. And I'm like, oh, and I'm trying. And I can't laugh because then, it is what it is. So I'm like, just doing my thing and I'm like, I gotta go. And I leave for the day. I knew I wasn't going to be able to control myself. And he tried for 3 days to get that shit picked up. All right, he even called the cops. And the cops, they're like, listen, this isn't vandalism. They left their sign out front. There's dirt. They put down plastic. I mean, obviously, this is a mistake. This is a civil matter. You have to just handle it. So I guess him and like 4 of his brothers and wheelbarrows, and they got a truck. And they spent like a weekend cleaning it all up. Oh my God, I'm such a dick. Oh man, I'm such an asshole. But hey, it is what it is. I'm an evil genius, and I can't help it. I can only use my powers for evil. I'm sorry. He was a dick anyway. What are you going to do? All right, we're coming up on about 14 minutes, so this is going to be a relatively short one today, gentlemen. And remember, comments below. No betrayal, no dishonorable conduct was tolerated by me. That's just the way I am. I'll talk to you guys later.